Rest in peace, Adar. He might not have been a lovely guy, but he turned out to be one of the most nuanced characters in the Rings of Power. Would his arrangement with Galadriel have been successful? We'll never be aware of it. Hi guys, welcome back. Spoilers alert. When we last left Middle-earth, things were in chaos, and as the season finale begins, that chaos continues. One major crisis revolves around Khazad-dûm, where Durin IV is unable to deliver the army he promised to Elrond because of his father, Durin III, who has been driven mad by his ring of power. Obsessed with treasure, Durin III ventures deeper into the kingdom, threatening to awaken a deadly creature. Durin IV considers drastic action, but can't bring himself to follow through. When Durin III eventually unleashes the Balrog, he sacrifices himself to save his people, removing the ring and facing the creature in a final battle. That intense sequence gives way to a quieter moment as the stranger, whose identity we will eventually learn, searches for his friends in the Storrs village. He's confronted by the Dark Wizard, who claims they were once part of a group fighting Sauron, but the stranger is suspicious, especially when Nori and Poppy are revealed to be hostages. Tensions rise, and after a brief face-off, the Dark Wizard is defeated with the stranger's help, sparing the Harfoots. In Númenor, Arianne stirs things up by summoning Miriel's supporters to meet with Pharazôn, who accuses Miriel of being in league with Sauron. This false claim allows him to seize control and target her allies. Arianne flees to warn her father, Elendil, who tries to rescue Miriel, but she refuses to leave, gifting him the sword Narsil instead. Meanwhile, Eregion is falling apart, with orcs overrunning the city. Galadriel tries to lead a group to safety, but ends up captured, offering the 9 Rings of Power as a bargaining chip. Inside Celebrimbor's workshop, Sauron torments the Elfsmith for information about the rings, but Celebrimbor resists, taunting him before meeting his death. Afterward, Sauron begins consolidating power by charming the orcs to his side. Elsewhere, Isildur and Theo bond over their shared losses, while Isildur prepares to leave for Númenor, unaware of the changes happening there. His relationship with Estrid becomes complicated when he kisses her, despite her being betrothed to Hagen. Back in Pelargir, Kemen asserts his authority, declaring the town will become a fortress and demanding resources from the locals, which is bound to cause problems in the future. As the season reaches its climax, Galadriel strikes a deal with Adar to fight Sauron together. However, the orcs, loyal to Sauron, betray Adar, leaving him vulnerable. Sauron reclaims the crown of Morgoth and prepares to destroy Eregion. Galadriel engages Sauron in a battle, but he overpowers her, shifting into various forms to taunt her. In the end, she loses control of the 9 rings and narrowly escapes, gravely injured, with Elrond and the others finding her just in time. Back in the east, Nori and the Storrs prepare to move on, while the stranger finds the staff he saw in his dreams and begins to accept that he might indeed be Gandalf. Meanwhile, the dwarves mourn the loss of Durin III, and rumors spread about Durin IV's legitimacy as his successor. The season ends with Galadriel recovering and reflecting on the daunting challenge ahead. Sauron now holds immense power, and the elves must decide whether to fight or regroup. Though she remembers Celebrimbor's words about light overcoming darkness, it's clear that Sauron's victory looms large. As the elves rally, the season wraps up, leaving plenty of questions for the next chapter. This season successfully spread its narrative across Middle-earth, though some areas were more engaging than others. It wasn't afraid to abandon storylines, as seen with the absence of most Harfoots besides Nori and Poppy. While it had to contend with the legacy of both Tolkien's novels and the Peter Jackson films, it embraced those influences, often echoing familiar roles and arcs. As for what comes next, Season 2 leaves many characters in transition, and the show's ability to keep things interesting despite the inevitability of Sauron's rise will be key in future seasons. There are still plenty of unresolved questions. What will become of Nori and Poppy? Where will Gandalf go next? And will Kemen's thirst for power grow even stronger? Season 3 promises to dive deeper into these threads. Thanks for watching, guys. See you again.